Good morning.
Hey, welcome to the
As you realize what you
Bottom
guys
by
are doing.
Let me get well, I was trying to show my sick crop top. You can, the only problem with the camera setup that I
I
have,
can't
which
do
is
it.
my phone, is you can't see me full body. I have some sick Daisy Dans on, and I have a crop top in honor of the movie we're going to be dissecting today and talking about today. This is the Bonded by Horror show. If you've never been with us before, if you're just coming in now, or I mean, it's 9:30 in the morning on a Saturday, and a lot of motherfuckers are still waking up and trying to get themselves together. But
I don't
I'm
know.
alive.
I don't know
I'm
if
good
people
to
got
go.
to see.
I don't know about anybody else.
I don't know if people got to see your crop top, man. Let's see it one more time.
Do it one more time.
One more, dude. I need one more. I need one more time. Come on, man. Keeps me awake.
Should I just do the Buffalo Bill and like
Yeah.
the wet?
Does that look? Can you show me why wearing those pants is not white trash? Can you show me that by any chance? No. You know what I mean by white trash.
Our boys are thick.
No, it's always sunny, baby. Come on. When they're in the pool, how is that not white trash? Oh, you don't get it. You suck. Oh, look at that.
I just want to see Eddie dance. That's all.
Yeah, this is the show, guys. This is it.
Show. Free show.
All right, so
Please, can we get back to clipping scenes out and then just clip that and then just like, hey, just in case you missed our conversation about Sleepaway Camp, here's Eddie Vegas.
I only feel bad. I only feel bad for people that have no idea what the show is, and like, let's just say that if this is possibly their first show, then they get that the first 5 minutes. What a great way. Yeah, you put Ronnie to shame.
I'm wearing a fucking Metallica crop top, dude. This is as 80s as it gets. I'm wearing fucking Daisy Dans and I'm rocking a crop top. Fuck you.
Yeah, well,
I'm wearing an 80s shirt too, actually.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Part 4. It's fantastic.
Yep.
Parkour.
Where's the corkscrew?
That is our #1 kill on our past episode.
Just saying, it might be the best one of the series. It's up there for sure.
Part 4 is some of the best.
Check that out. We did our top 13 collective kills of the entire Friday.
It's true.
Franchise. So it's a good collection. I think we'll enjoy it. But if you didn't know, which you probably already didn't know, because have we even said what we're doing? We're doing Sleepaway Camp today. So in honor of Sleepaway Camp, I'm wearing this sick ass outfit, and I might just wear it all day. Who knows? You never know. And then I'm also Eddie Vegas, if you didn't know that. And then let me put it to this guy. I think that's where he is. I think he's over there.
You're right.
I'm somewhere.
You got it. You're correct.
I'm jumping in between alternate dimensions through Skype and Discord, and I'm JC Walsh. I am rocking in honor of the movie, the classic, like we just said, Friday 13th Part 4, because of
that shirt's fucking rad.
The anti-hero theme that we have in this movie. So Jason is, in a way, an anti-hero, is 80s slasher. Corey Feldman's Tommy Jarvis and Tommy Jarvis trilogies, he's an anti-hero to some degree. So we're all we're getting into the anti-hero theme. Also, got my pumpkin ice coffee, getting ready for the fall season. But I threw this out to the guys. We've been wanting to do this, but I said, hey, let's do this for the end of the summer because
for the children.
We haven't done another the Friday 13th are kind of summer related, but we got to end it on a high note. And I mean, you can't get any more transformative into the season than this movie. So,
and if you give us at least one like on YouTube, you might be able to see me do a wardrobe change into this sick, way too small for me, rad racing T-shirt. You never know.
Sweet. All right, and
there you go, guys.
I guess I should introduce myself at some point.
Joe, aren't you glad that we decided to do this at 9 o'clock?
Yes.
True.
Yeah, we were drinking. I don't know.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and
I love it.
And for me, I'm just
better in the morning.
I'm just Scrooge today, but I'm gonna spell it out for you. SCROOGE. Go ahead.
But you're wrong.
I am wrong.
You're now. Let me correct you. From now on, you are Reverend Scroogey Boy.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Manning is officially an ordained minister.
I am. So.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So people want to.
He conducted He conducted our sister's ceremony when she got married a couple weeks ago.
I did.
I threw some hearts out there, but congrats to Cassie. Oh, did I miss to say her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're
Yeah,
fine.
no, you're good. Yeah, no, she don't give a fuck. She don't care. This is if anything, the other show she might not want to brought up on, but this one she's okay with. Double dosing, I love it. Yeah, Reverend Scroogey boy, he's right there down there.
I am in fact right here. It's it was fun, a lot of fun. That's why we've been a little silent with shows as of late. We've been super busy with weddings and fucking birthdays and
vacations,
shows, and it's been a lot. But goddamn, we're here. We're still here. We still love you guys.
We gotta take a little breather. We gotta take a little breather.
Yeah, nothing wrong.
Because we have lives too, man.
For us to do.
Sadly, we don't get paid yet.
Yeah, working on it. We'll get there. I don't even care. I do this
for fun.
Quality time with two of my buddies. So
yeah,
the wonderful gift that is technology lets us do this. So,
I hate technology.
Oh, well, here's what we'll do. I don't know. I mean, this movie's been beaten to death by a lot of people. It's a classic. It's one of the fucking all-time greats. I've seen it a bunch of times now. Rewatched it the other night, and I rewatched it with my wife, who had seen it, but she didn't remember everything as well as what she thought, because the end legitimately surprised the shit out of her, and I couldn't believe how much. Like, she was like for real shocked because she didn't know that it was coming. So she must have only ever really seen the beginning part, and maybe she falls asleep during movies and stuff a lot, but she really didn't remember the end at all. So it was kind of cool to see a genuine reaction to it, like what would have been,
to seeing a penis on screen.
Yeah, it's beyond that. It's what it turns into, right? I mean, it's at the time in 1983 or whatever when this movie came out, like, you'd never seen anything like that before, and this had a lot of like subtle gay undertones and stuff that a lot of people don't really they weren't really talking about at that point. I know
it was.
We're allowed to say it though. Yeah, I know, right? But I mean, which we'll get into, and a lot of people, and I had to kind of explain that. We had a conversation about that the other night, because the end, we're not going to spoil anything yet, but we are. Look, the movie's been around, what, 38 years, like.
Yeah, almost 40. Almost 40 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost 40 years old. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Maybe come back and watch this once we post this up on YouTube. Or if you don't care about being spoiled, just ride along with us and hang out. We're not gonna, like, movies like this. We don't need to go super crazy dissecting. We're gonna talk about the themes and some of our favorite kills and things like that, because it is a lot of fun, and it's actually, I feel like some of the kills in this are better than a lot of other stuff. But I know I have a couple in my mind that I'm going to talk about that, like, I was like, oh, fuck, I forgot how good that looked or whatever, Practical movies, man, they look so much better. They hold up. A lot of people say HD ruins them. I think it makes them better. I think you can actually see things.
Well, the thing with HD is it points out a lot of stuff. So, like, the big ones are always like Kevin Bacon's kill. You see stuff like that with Mel when he get the arrow fucking shot through his neck. Apparently, it's a lot of arrow stuff. You can clearly see the latex and makeup that they use is a little different tone. Honestly, that shit doesn't bother me at all. In fact, I think it's charming in a way, because you had to realize how they had to make these movies back in the day. So, points it out.
Yeah, I enjoy. There's a lot of like cheesiness. I enjoy this. There's a lot about this movie. I haven't seen it in like 15 years. So rewatching it, I didn't like it as much as I did when I first saw it. Believe it or not. So, which is weird. So I actually, this is something I didn't like as much. So that's odd. I'm stuttering. So that never happens with me, So we're gonna, this is gonna be an interesting thing.
Yeah, I think the scoring's. I feel like I'm gonna make an early prediction. I feel like the scores, because here's the thing, you can highly respect the movie for what it's done and what it is, and really appreciate something for what it means to the community of the art that you're into, right? But also give it like a mild score, because maybe it doesn't hold up in what maybe it doesn't hold up as well as what you thought it did. Like, I don't think the story's all that great. I never did. I think what this one is all about is, like the kills for one. Like, this is an early original movie in the slasher genre, when they were pumping out things like wannabe Friday the 13th and wannabe Halloweens and like everybody was trying to come up with a spooky fucking
the slashes. This is right when the slashes blew up. This is what did it.
And it's an original story, and the end scene the reveal of the killer, which we will spoil in a little while. We'll give you a
Mhm.
warning. That was shocking for people. Like they led you one way, and you kind of thought it was gonna go one way, and then all of a sudden, what the fuck? Like, what the hell did I just see?
Yeah.
That's wild, and not just because you see, a naked dude or whatever there, but it's the whole scene of it. But let's start breaking it down. So, if you don't know what this movie is, it's essentially a story about two cousins that go to a camp right back in the I don't know, is this movie supposed to be set in the 70s or I think it's supposed to be set in the 70s. No,
That would.
80s. The beginning scene is the 70s because it was
Well, yeah, because in the boat,
when the boat thing happens.
and there's what,
Yeah,
18 years
I think
later.
God, that
I think that
intro.
was like 70 something. Yeah, that was nuts. So the intro alone is actually pretty wild.
So much to unpack there.
Yeah, so the intro alone, if you've never seen it before, so again, if you don't know the synopsis of the movie, it's essentially a movie about kids. I would definitely not say a coming of age movie, but I think that's what it was set up to make you feel like it was gonna be. And
You know what? I would say it's got a coming of age feel to it. Actually, I didn't even
it
thought
does.
of that.
Yeah. I mean, it's youths, right? It's youths.
It's Utes, damn it.
Youths, as my cousin Vinny would say. No, it's about teenage. I mean, it does have some coming of age feel because it's about a teenage girl that's had a traumatic experience in her life early on when she was young, and is very quiet and is very, I wouldn't say anxious, but is almost mute, you know. And her cousin Ricky is like an outgoing guy. He's
Total
athletic.
opposite of Angela.
Total opposite. Like and he knows everybody at the camp, and like he already kind of had a girlfriend the year before, and
Yeah, he did. Judy. Fucking
Judy.
Wait
Wait
to see these.
You want to talk about Mean Girls, man? Woo!
Yep. Oh yeah. Well, we're definitely gonna get into that.
Yeah, we talk. We talk about Judy.
Judy, you are biatch.
So you get the synopsis, and then they go to this camp, and essentially what ends up happening is people start dying, right?
What?
But who's doing the killing? Right? I know it's wild. Who's doing the killing? And they're pretty good kills. I mean, realistically, for what it is, being an original movie in the '80s, there's some pretty good stuff in here, man.
I agree.
We're gonna get into them. Yeah, I think it depends on which one. Like, I think there's some good visuals. Like, for instance, the boiling water dude. He got what he deserved.
That was probably one of the best ones. Yeah.
That was one of the best, and it wasn't even a kill scene. It was just like he doesn't actually die.
I'm so happy he's the one that didn't die.
Yeah,
that's good.
I'm happy that he's going to suffer for the rest of his days. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's one thing. I know we go back and forth as usual. That's one thing I do appreciate about this movie is like you have with the Friday the 13th, you have this sense of an anti-hero thing with Jason because he was picked on as a kid, and yeah, a lot of these people aren't bad people. He's killing because of what happened to him. So it's almost like it's a typical serial killer thing where it's like he's set up.
Taking revenge for his mama getting killed, man.
That too, right? So there's a revenge quality to that. With this, you're seeing bad people and really like asshole bullies get what they deserve to some degree. Yeah, I would not suggest doing this to bullies. Well, except for the first guy, the cook.
Well,
yeah, that dude was
he had it coming. He for sure had it coming, which we'll get into in a minute. But what I will say though is this is a classic case of like how far will you push somebody until they snap, right? Like how far can you? I mean. Controversial. Ready? We need a button that says like controversial corner or something because when we say stuff sometimes. But we grew up. Me and Joe were in high school when Columbine happened. Like I remember when it happened. I remember the day it happened.
Never heard of it.
I know, right? I was a goth kid. I listened to Marilyn Manson a lot. He's one of my favorite artists. But I've grown up and along with Soulfly and
Never heard of him.
I looked like a skater punk like prep kid and people still thought I would shoot a school. I was like, wow, you're fucked up. That's how messed up the whole thing was.
Like, I remember, I was
maybe it's just the vibe you give, Joe.
Football playing, I was an athlete, like goth metalhead kid, right? So like I
got that in.
I was into like goth shit. I have the pictures of
what a contradiction.
Yeah, no, it's funny, but I mean, I could also play football like a motherfucker, and as you can see, right? I mean, I might as well, I'm a hefty fella. I was back then too. But long story short, like
wimpy.
Nobody really fucked with me because I was bigger than everybody, and I kind of got along with everybody. But I got picked on a couple of times, and then you quickly like one person fucks with you, slam them into a locker, and they don't fuck with you anymore. Or, one person fucks with you, you fucking,
And then you kiss
maybe
them
you
on
grab them by
their
the throat.
lips.
Yeah, maybe you grab them by the throat and fucking yoke them up a little bit. Whatever you have to do, right? You get them to stop talking, stop fucking shit,
Yep.
and they do. If you check a motherfucker, that happens a lot.
Listen, if somebody brings in pepper spray, Ed's gonna be there to make sure that a motherfucker gets choked.
A kid sprayed pepper spray in one of the stairwells in Tollgate, and I was on the news, and there's an article written about.
Shout out Tollgate.
I caught the kid after he had done it, and two girls got rushed to the hospital because they were allergic to pepper, and their throats swelled up and couldn't breathe, and like a bunch of other people had like fucked up vision and all kinds of shit. So I went to the bathroom to like wash my eyes out. I tried chasing him. I had him by the neck up against the wall, and my teacher saw me, and he fucking got away from me. So I hocked a loogie and spit it right on his forehead when he was running away.
Got him.
He was running down stairwells. Got him. I went to class. I was like, then all of a sudden the adrenaline went away, and my like eyes were burning. So I was like, hey, I need to go to the thing, whatever. And everybody watched me like chase this kid. I go into the bathroom, and four dudes running. And they're like, yo, Ed, we just found that kid. He's outside, around the corner, or whatever. And in Tollgate, where we went to high school, where I went to high school, there's two big buildings, and there are like bridges that connect them. And in between, it's like a gladiator coliseum, dude. Like you can just see kids like in the windows. And I come around the corner, and I see him there, and immediately just fucking threw a haymaker at him, and not like hit his head so hard he was up against the wall. His fucking head bounced off the concrete. And then I just held him up against the concrete with one hand with a shoulder pin, and I just kept on fucking laying into him and beating the shit out of him. And like I had all these kids like
furiously kissing him.
It was fucking awesome. Like my buddy Justin Butler was in one of the science classes, and a bunch of other people like just screaming like, "Oh, get him, get him, get him!" So long story short, the teachers come around the corner like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Everybody stuck up for me and told them what the kid did and why I was doing that. And luckily, the one teacher was one of the head coaches in the varsity football team, knew who I was, let me go. And then they eventually had to bring it to. I thought I broke my hand, so I had to get sent to the hospital for X-rays. I brought it in the principal's office, and they're like, "Well, here's the deal. You didn't do anything wrong. Thank you for actually catching that kid, but we have to say you're suspended for a day or two. But realistically, we want you to we're gonna put." Have you get sent to the hospital, make sure that you're okay. You're not actually suspended. Like this isn't going to go on your mark or anything like that. But just take like 2 days off, so that way we don't get in trouble. Statute of limitations. I can talk about this.
Right.
But yeah. So they didn't want to get sued because the kid's dad was a cop. He stole the pepper spray from his dad. Right. So imagine that shit.
Wow.
He was a real piece of shit. So when I went to the hospital, all the girls that were allergic to pepper spray were there, and like a bunch of other kids that were having allergic reactions to it, hitting their face and stuff. All their parents, like they all pointed to who I was and what I did. Every single parent in there. My mom was sitting there, she's shaking, she's thinking I'm gonna get like arrested or something. Every single parent walked up to me and shook my hand and said thank you. And then one of the parents called Channel 12 News or something in the Providence Journal, and they wrote an article about me, and they were like, he was a hero and blah blah blah. Fucking nuts. Yeah. So anyways, I didn't mean for that to get into that. So you're welcome. There's a little nostalgia trip. But what I was getting at with that was the Columbine thing, to backtrack a little bit. Those kids, I mean, anti-heroes,
it always circles back to Columbine.
Well, the reason why I was bringing that up is, here's why. I felt for those kids. Like I was that dude. I was a poor kid that got picked on a lot when I was growing up. I just started fighting back. Now,
you're poor.
Fight back that hard. Yeah, I was poor. Still am, but that's okay. That's what makes us us, right?
True.
The reason why I was bringing up the Columbine kids is because it's a good parallel to like this girl getting picked on, right? Like, how much will you take before you snap, and how bad are you going to snap once it gets to that point? And that's why.
And of course, you don't know what that person has gone through in the past too. That leads up to that point too. That it's all triggers and everything like that. So, go around and killing people is not the way to do it. But you have to there's gonna be some empathy to what has happened.
I have the same amount of empathy for the kids that got killed in Columbine as the kids that did the killing, because what came first, chicken or the egg? They didn't just decide to do that one day. They got pushed to that point. But what pushed them to that point? You know what I mean? Like their home lives, the kids at school, both. Like they're not allowed to tell us what happened. But we most of the time
yes, I do. I do believe I know what happened. That fucking that crazy ass mom.
So, well, there you go. All right. So, anyways,
getting it back on track. God damn it.
That mom sounds
I'm
like
not.
the aunt. That mom sounds like the aunt in this movie.
Yeah, I'm not glorifying.
Is that what it
she's a
is?
crazy bitch. Yeah, the aunt. She's like, well, she's Ricky's mom. Angela's aunt.
All right, so she's still a mom. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Fuck
So-
you. I hate you.
I mean, here's my,
Let's get in the movie.
and to play off of that. I mean, I actually did like the story of this movie. I like the pacing. I guess I was sitting there thinking about. It, I was like, wow, the acting was killing me. It was overacted, overdrawn. It was extra cheesy than I remember. When I first saw it, I thought it was like almost kind of a satire. It doesn't seem like that to me now after 15 years. It's funny what your brain sees now after so many years. My favorite thing of the whole thing is like Ricky and Angela. I think both their characters are very three-dimensional, very well done. From the, like you said, the contrast of like Ricky being more outgoing, but also like he's defending his cousin, but also that kid didn't take any shit from anybody. So
No,
he was all over it.
He was
So
always
a good
down to
kid.
call somebody a chicken
then-
shit if they had to.
And then they didn't like 80s. They
call it
like didn't call it chicken shit. Yeah, 80s are funny about the word chicken. Back to the Future.
You just call me fucking chicken.
And then with Angela, and my introvertness, I relate to that type of like being afraid of like social interactions and then not knowing how to talk. So I kind of related with her a little bit with both of them in ways, So I loved that character development in those two. I think that was like the best part.
Damn cats.
I think
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna say this early, and I'm gonna say this now. Judy is greater than Dina in Fear Street.
In the ways that they have stupid mouths.
As much as she's
Oh my
annoying
God,
with her
she
stupid
does
mouth,
the mouth thing too.
but as much as she does it, I would rather watch her overact all day long.
I wonder why.
Over Dina.
I have that in my notes somewhere.
She's that Judy girl is not my thing with that weird side ponytail and shit. Not my thing at all. Now, who's the tall? There's a tall one.
Meg.
I can't remember. Oh yeah, the name that shall not be named.
Voldemort, we say here.
Sad about that. Yeah, Voldemort. I wasn't sad about that. That was funny. That Meg is a bitch, and Ben might have had a bad relationship with a shitbag name.
So the second this is what
We're all just digging deep today.
This is all I'll have to say about that character. She comes up and she goes, "Guys, it's Meg, M-E-G," and I was like, "Well, I got a good laugh out of that one," and so I said, "Oh God, M-E-G, more like C-U-N-T."
Damn.
Because straight out of the gate, she gave very C-worded qualities.
What is going on today?
C-worded qualities.
Just riding high, brother. Riding
high.
So, I'm living my best life. I'm living my best life.
Good.
And
Meg was a bitch. There was one that was kind of nice.
Yeah, and that chick in the movie was a bitch too.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Get out, man. Get it all out.
Good for you, buddy. Skeletor's gone.
That's a year I'll never get back.
Look, this movie's therapeutic, all right? For a lot of people.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah. Seeing Meg get cut up in the bathroom stall.
That was actually a pretty good kill scene.
That one didn't make sense because it's like when you first see it, it's like, where is she getting stabbed? I don't get it.
Well, no,
obviously
what they were going for. My problem with it is the one issue I had with that scene is when you know who's doing the killing. Like, man, I know you're supposed to like not think about things like that, but like, dude, I wouldn't be able to do that. I'm 260 pounds and I lift weights fucking 6 days a week. Like, I wouldn't be able to stab through a fucking aluminum wall and then halfway
drag down.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, like Jason Voorhees, you don't really know what he is, so that it's because you're like, I'm a ghost. I don't know what he is, or if a demon or whatever. Michael Myers, same thing. Realistically, as the movies went on, you don't really know what he is, right? He's he's a psycho, whatever. But like this,
14-year-old kid?
We can't spoil it. Yeah,
teenage.
We'll just say
age.
Yeah. We just say a teenage person, right? Teenage kid. It's not going to be able to do that. Like, it's just nobody in that facility would have. The only guy who would have had an opportunity to do that is that fucking my favorite person in the entire movie, the fucking jacked up
Ronnie.
camp counselor, Ronnie. Fucking dude is a beast. I love that guy.
That guy was
Dude,
yoked.
He was one of the most jacked up people in that movie. He was one of the nicest characters too. He was a good character. He cared about people.
I love him. He was so much fun to watch. He wore fucking crop top fucking bodybuilding.
He wore a sweet mesh green shirt at one point. It was awesome.
That dude had fucking drip. What's up? That guy had the fucking game.
That goes right into what we used to about reverse roles, because he's dressed in that like kind of like with a little bit of the. All the men are dressed in that, like you said, with the Daisy Dukes and gay themes. But he's like one of the nicer guys. He's more the jack guys. Or the less jack guys are a whole bunch of assholes, and that's why I was thinking. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Here's what's funny about this movie. Right? This movie it's one of the only movies that, even though it's semi-sexualized, like because you're teenagers and that's what you do at camp, But it's role reversal. This is one of the only movies that I know of that does that, where they don't sexualize the girls at all. Like they don't try to make them look sexy. Or the guys, on the other hand, they're the ones who went skinny dipping. You see all of their tan line butts, and then and they all go in together, which is even more fucking weird. And then there's
you see a kid's nose go right into a dude's asshole.
All the dudes wore the shortest shorts. Like
it was
their
awesome.
fucking shorts couldn't have been shorter in this movie.
Like wicked high, higher than most.
A couple that were literally just cropped up, like it was cutting off their titties, and like they were talking about dudes. And then there was like just a lot of like testosterone filled. This movie might be gayer than Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Like it might. I mean, it might be.
It's definitely gayer than Stranger by the Lake.
Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is a little more undertones. This is like straight.
Like actually,
very. I would say straightforward.
No, dude, the fucking leather bar fucking coach.
Oh yeah, Never mind. I forgot.
Dude,
that's why we gotta rewatch.
He's fucking like Freddy whips his ass with a fucking towel. What the fuck is going on?
You know what?
Yeah, it's awesome.
I forgot. My bad.
There's a scene. Hold on. Then there's a scene where spooky spirits are just throwing balls at his face. What's that about for, dude?
Freddy knows. Hey, listen, that's Freddy's prerogative. He knows what he likes.
The coach, the high school fucking coach, has fucking Rob Halford's outfit on.
Dude, Nightmare 2 is such a good movie.
Screaming some Judas Priest, okay?
I fucking love that movie.
Oh man,
are you kidding me? The best honey dick moment of all time is fucking goddamn Rob Halford not letting everybody know that he was gay, getting fucking 100,000 fans to dress just like all the fucking gay dudes at the leather bars and fucking.
Just be like, ha, got you.
Like gay guys. Why do you think they're wearing assless caps, you fucking idiots? Jesus Christ.
God bless you, Rob.
It's awesome. Dude, I'm all about rocking the leather. I'm headband for leather too, but if you didn't catch on the fact that you were rocking some weird shit back in the 80s, like, what do you think a buffalo necklace is for, dude? Come on, man. It's like choking down on that hog. I went off the rails. We got a great about them. Which is whatever. Like, it's just, they and then there's a reveal later on, which we should probably get into too, about why they were actually so the movie kicks off. Let's get into it. The movie kicks off with a guy at in a lake. What is it, like a little catamaran or whatever? And with his two kids, a little boy and a little girl, whatever.
With very thick accents.
Yeah, well, they're on this boat
in the water.
Jersey.
No, I know, but oh my god.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude, like they're like New York or like Jersey accents are so fucking obnoxious. Yeah, I'm gonna go in the water.
Says the Rhode Islander.
Yeah, but I've never in my life had that like thick of a northeastern accent.
Of any like issues with people in this movie, this is the worst one you had to go for.
The children?
No, the accents.
Fuck them. Oh, their accents. Fuck them. I hate them. They're from Jersey or whatever. I can bust their balls.
They're from dirty. They're from dirty Jersey, bro.
They're Jersey like the bust balls too. So I know.
See,
so it sets it up.
So
the
fuck
movie starts with the kids on the boat with their dad.
Fuck them kids.
And then it also keeps on going back to.
See, somebody else just said down Jersey also. In the chat.
We got one viewer. Sorry, yeah.
It's the one that counts, okay? It's the one that counts.
Fuck yeah. Anyway, so it sets it up with a boat crash. Two teenage people pulling a skier on a boat. not paying attention, goes into dad and the kids, and all you see is the uncle on the dock going, "Oh no!" And then you see like the aftermath and a floating body, and then you just see kids.
Johnny.
And then you know what happens there.
I don't think I could have laughed so fucking hard when the guy's just the uncle on the fucking edge says, "Johnny." Not even like a scared face or anything. And then that girl's acting, God bless her, in the water, where she's like, "Somebody help him!" Oh my God! And
there was a lot of drawn out scenes in this movie.
It was so drawn out and awkward.
It made you feel uncomfortable, and then it just got annoying and uncomfortable, and then just like awkward comfortable.
And it's like, all right, man,
just move on.
Yeah, it's like I fucking get it. Just all right, she's floating in some water. She's floating in some water. Yeah, keep it moving.
I think she's dead.
Oh my God.
No, I think they're dead.
They're dead.
It flash forwards, I don't know, 8 years or something, because the kid, what were they, like 5 or 6 or something when they were kids? And then they were 14 or something. So it was like 8 years. What the hell it is? 10 years or whatever. In the future.
Right, it's 8.
I think. Right, yeah. So fast forwards to the creepiest bitch I've seen in a long time. Immediately,
she's got some serious. She's got some serious fuck me eyes though.
Fuck you. She's got some serious fucking man hands, dude. She got.
I said that, dude. She had fucking. She got them hands, dude. Holy shit.
Dude, look at that lady's hands.
And she would constantly do this, and that's like the whole focal point of the screen is those fucking giant ass He-Man hands.
Dude,
that woman. She had a Mommy Dearest feel to her.
Oh yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre feel to her.
Martha Thomas
feel to her.
Aunt Martha Thomas.
It was all that. She did not have a lot of screen time in this movie, but what the screen time she did, screen time she did have, there was every element of like creepy horror, dysfunctional, abusive. I mean, you see it in the first.
Somebody just said she could probably dunk on you though. With those giant ass fucking hands. It's like that scene. It's like that scene. Not that scene, but it's like that promo that fucking Andre the Giant did with Mean Gene Okerlund and put his hand over Gene's face. Yeah. That's the same thing that would happen to me if she came up to me.
Yeah.
And then she'd be like, "I do believe. I know what." That was so weird.
I tied a string on my finger.
On my finger.
What?
Oh my! I gave you your physicals. You can't tell them where you got it though.
And then what's funny is once you know
I remember, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Once you know, you're good. Once you know the actual like plot twist at the end, the whole like don't tell them how you got your physicals makes more sense now, because like you have to have a physical to go to camp. Well, they're hiding something, right? And they don't want you to know. So the more you think about like what happens earlier in the movie, it kind of gives it away once you know what happens. But yeah, so she's a crazy bitch. She's one crazy bitch. And then they shuffle the kids off.
All right, Buck Cherry. She's a crazy bitch. But you fuck so good on top of it when I dream.
Buck Cherry hits, man.
I'm doing you all night.
Can't stand them.
Really? I don't mind it. They're just like sleazy rock and roll. They got a couple good jams.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
They do a really good cover. Hold on, they do a really good cover of a song from one of the one of the Nightmare movies.
Are you Warriors?
No.
Oh, all right.
I'll remember it in a little while, but it's a Drama Rama song. If you look up Drama Rama,
I'll probably like that.
Yeah, it's actually very good. Oh God, what the hell is it? They do it. They cover it for Road Trip, the movie Road Trip with like Stifler and fucking Tom Green and all those guys.
Yeah,
they did it for that movie, but it's Dramarama, and Dramarama did it for it's the movie.
True.
The songs in
right.
Nightmare on Elm Street. I think it's
we're getting sidetracked. Again.
Yeah, we are. I'm a music guy. I'm sorry. Yeah. So they get shoveled off the camp, and when they get there, you just see kids running out, and it's looks like a fun camp. And oh yeah, I forgot to say too, the opening scene, which we don't need to really go over, but it's essentially like a shutdown camp. So it's essentially supposed to be like foreshadowing.
Arawak or whatever. Arawak.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it is. So fast forward back to when they get there. Ricky's kind of explaining to Angela like the layout of the land
Mhm.
where she's staying, and then all of a sudden he runs into his buddy. Was it Paul? Right?
Paul.
His best
Yeah.
friend, Paul. And Paul's like, "Hey, where do you see Judy?" Because like supposedly Judy's titties got bigger. I mean, I guess if maybe compared to the last year's they were, but I don't know. Need a microscope to see how much different they were. Yeah. Then you see Judy, and Judy's hitting on them older boys. She's
Yeah.
flirting with that weird side ponytail that she's got. One of you motherfuckers should have rocked a fucking wig with a side ponytail, and that would have been amazing. Anyways, um,
Can't
so
tell me
my
what
wig's
to
down
do.
there.
Joe's gonna do that. And she immediately bitch. She's just a fucking asshole. As soon as Ricky tries to talk to her, and she's too good for him now. And they kind of set up some more plot, moving along or whatever. And where does it go from there? Don't they show them Judy and Meg being like assholes to Angela, like pretty much right after that, essentially. You guys can take over.
Oh, so fucking. Oh, this is what I loved. So Ricky gets fucked over by Judy or whatever because she's like who or whatever, and then the best part for me was Ricky hits everybody with the "excuse me, bitch," and he says the bitch thing so great. He says it just like Link says it in the Princess of Zelda or Legend of Zelda show. "Excuse me, princess," but he says bitch, and I thought that was pretty funny. So that's the shit that got me good. And then you get introduced to Meg, who she's a bitch, and then
Tag
fucking you don't want to tag team that bitch. No, so fucking then Ronnie comes in, the stud himself, the real star of the show. Ronnie comes in, and dude, that's where you see the I'll just go right straight in it. You get the homosexual themes pretty quick because you see that dude's dick and balls hard too. Wait. Not hard. Hold on.
No.
Wrong choice of words there, Ben. Let's reel it back.
I mean,
I got a little too excited. I got my coffee. I saw Ronnie. Who? Now I'm sweating.
I mean, show enough. You know what I'm saying? Show enough. You see that camel tail, boy.
Dude, that guy should have been arrested because he was packing some heat in those fucking drawers.
Yeah, yo, he just robbed the bakery, homie. He packing buns.
Dude,
So
he has buns.
Is that what your jokes you wrote in your notes?
No, that was off the fly.
You have a whole line of them.
Oh, I got a whole Rolodex of seeing many penises today.
Oh
So.
my god.
Oh, yeah.
So.
We're flashing back to Stranger by the Lake.
Yeah, and this is awesome. See, this honey dicks you in many ways. At least with Stranger by the Lake, you get everything. You get that money shot too, quite literally and metaphorically.
Yeah. But see, that movie's an art piece, and it's
true.
It's more of a story of
cum shots equal art.
We went over that. Hey,
I'm just
you can
saying.
make art out of it.
No, you can't.
Finger
Yeah,
paint.
you get that white finger paint, a little sticky, a little gooey.
looks like looking like Elmer's glue. Wait, you
Well,
put Elmer's glue on your hand and peel it off? Joe's so disappointed right now.
Joe, how's that turbo shot treating you, bud?
Yeah, man, how you feeling?
I'm not caffeinated for this. This is my second coffee. I just
Dude, how do you think I feel? I'm nowhere near caffeinated for this.
Dude,
I'm
what?
good.
You got like pumpkin whiskey in your coffee right now. That's all. Like.
I got fucking. Oh, I got that good shit. I'm high on Ronnie, dude. I'm high on Ronnie. I'm high on Ronnie, dude.
Ronnie's my boy, man.
If
Ronnie's my fucking
listen,
boy. I love that dude.
I don't go for that team. I
Easily
support
my
it in
favorite
every
part.
way. But if Ronnie fucking swept me off my feet right now, holy shit, dude, you could send me off to heaven.
Ronnie's a pimp.
Okay.
Drip.
Hell yeah. God, nobody.
Ultimate fucking drip game right there.
Oh, bro, dude, fucking Ronnie's the best. So what the hell is after Ronnie?
I'm just not good with this type of humor. You know me. I'm not good with it. Like, I think it's funny.
I get
not
it.
Good with like, I can't. I'm like, I don't know how to talk like this. I can't do it.
Just, bro, you're the Oreo. You're the nice white center of an Oreo cookie.
I have to be.
Vanilla Oreo cookie. Just let it
Oh,
happen.
see, I don't get afraid of saying that. Like
what's the best part of it? Joe, what's the best part of the Oreo?
Huh?
Joe, what's the best part of the Oreo?
Creamy center. There you go.
And see,
Creamy center.
so you're the. Oh, we
It is
totally
my
forgot. We totally forgot to mention. See, this is why I'm glad I wrote notes this time. This is why I had so much to say, and I'm so fucking glad actually because we
need Ben's voice more.
We missed Jared Fogle. We missed the Jared Fogle guy, the guy that clearly said a very straightforward pedophiliac thing, and then fucking I will quite
the chef. I forgot about
then,
that. Scumbag chef.
No, that was before. That was before.
Yeah, we skipped it because that was when all the kids were running by, and he goes, "Where we come from, we call them baldies."
Oh,
yeah,
that was.
Which, but so who noticed that Ben, the older guy, the elderman of the whole group, he laughs at it. He clearly laughs at it. He's like, ha 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 ha.
But it was. Yeah, but he played it off. It was an uncomfortable laugh. Like if you he's the one that says, "Aren't they a little young?" You know.
That was a very good. That was a very good. I'm trying to find the right word for it, but you know, like when you. Now today we're trying to call stuff out like that, but of course, like when you work in a certain uncomfortable area and you want,
especially back in the day, I guess, yeah.
So set it up the right way. He's an older black guy, right, from the South, right? Mm-hmm. It is what it is.
Especially back then, it was
we're talking fucking almost 40 years ago. So if he's I don't know 60s, 70s, probably in the 50s or 60s.
Yep.
So almost talking fucking 80 years prior when he was growing up compared to now. True. That was segregation time, dude. That guy fucking grew up watching, like he's lucky he has a job, you know, in his eyes.
Exactly.
Right? Back then, yes, we have to preference it like that. So, yes.
Well, I mean, we're talking about a movie from 1983. Like it's not that hard to figure out. So talk about here's what drives me nuts. People are uncomfortable or afraid to talk about the fucking past. It's history, man. Like you can't erase history. That's how you learn.
Excuse you, MLK was just in Fortnite, okay?
With the
you didn't
game.
I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't know.
What?
I don't know anything about that.
MLK.
Anyways,
anyway, yes.
Doesn't matter. So let me keep it on track. So here's what the guy is thinking, right? I would imagine that is what they're setting up. He's lucky that he has a job, right? And he's working. He's the boss who runs the kitchen where he works is saying this uncomfortable shit. This is as cliche and as classic of a trope as you can get as far as like this kind of a thing goes. A lot of people in power, right, make things uncomfortable and utilize their power. And
that's exactly where I was going. That's exactly where I was going. Because you see it.
That's what it is.
And here's the thing: you see it too when the cook gets injured. That nasty boiling scene, probably one of the best special effects scenes.
He deserves it.
He deserves it. Yeah.
And then and then that's also a great, not metaphor, but a great thing about like, this guy's like gonna die. Like we said, he's gonna suffer because of a scumbag he is. But then you get to see how the owner runs the place. Like
Mel,
he's paying people off. And so that goes with what you're saying with like the older black gentleman. He's like, I want to keep my job. So not only am I not going to speak about this douchebag cook.
Ben's smart. He's like, fuck that. I'm making $50 extra a week.
Right.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
And think about it like this. So you have a toxic bullshit scumbag chef, right?
With Jared or whatever hell his name is.
A toxic scumbag fucking camp owner who also likes little kids. Who also fucking tries to fuck.
Yeah, you find that real like way towards the end.
You catch it. Yeah, you catch on to that later on. So not only is he trying to fucking sweep it under the rug, that like he doesn't want to let go of his fucking because I'm sure he gets a lot of money from the people who send their kids to the camp, and it doesn't cost. Once you own a land like that, fucking it doesn't. It's
rich
free
people.
Money essentially. Yeah, because it doesn't cost any. You're not running a lot of electricity and you're not running on gas or water. I mean, it's a fucking camp, like it's a shack, you know. Anyways, so it sets up. You see all these tones, but you feel bad for Ben because what the fuck, man? The guy like
feel bad for me.
Job. How can he stand up to the fucking guy who keeps him employed? Well, we see what happens. They're fucking shucking that corn, and fucking creepy fucking chef dude tries pinning Angela in a fucking walk-in fridge or whatever. And then Ricky, God bless Ricky, fucking coming when he does. He fucking stops it, and he gets yoked up for a second, and he goes, "Oh, we'll walk away." They run out. Fucking, they see it happen a little bit longer. So now I think that's the first like kill attempt, right? Isn't that the first one?
Well, yeah. I just thought it was funny too. I had to point out during that scene where Jared Fogle is trying to do his thing with Angela, he's standing right next to a box that says Tubby.
Real quick, you should just say chef because I don't think a lot of people know what the Jared Fogle thing is.
Yes,
that's
they do.
Subway guy that got.
Yeah, no, everybody knows
who. I don't know who that is. I don't know.
Yeah, Joe had no idea.
You had no idea who Jared Fogle is? I'm gonna keep calling him that because Fuck you, Jared Fogle. I hate you. I hope you die.
Ed, help me out here. Just help me out because these young kids, they don't.
He looks more like the chef from fucking Little Mermaid than he does
I
Jared
don't give a
Fogle.
fuck what he looks like. I just said that because they're both like the same person.
Jared Fogle doesn't make the sandwiches. He just eats them. So how would he be the chef?
No. If you don't know who Jared Fogle is, you are crazy.
He's the guy.
Fuck you, Joe.
Who made the fucking Subway diet famous? He was in all the Subway commercials.
He was the super fat guy, and then he got arrested for having all the CP. You can't say the child P.
I don't remember his last name. We just knew him as Jared the Subway guy.
Jared Fogle.
Yeah.
Fogle.
But that's why
So Jared.
Ben, you're trying to push a joke that ain't going.
It's not a joke. I'm just calling him Jared.
Just say Jared the Subway guy.
All right, so Jared the Subway guy. You're killing me. He was standing right next to a box that said Tubby on it, and I thought that was funny. And then
that is funny.
He couldn't get his way with Angela, so what does he do? He projects his anger and punches the Tubby box.
Mm-hmm.
And then right after that, they go to the big scene where he gets his comeuppance, and the fucking pot is absolutely gigantic. I'm sure they exist, but I've never seen a gigantic fucking pot. What does that use for? Like that? Like I'm actually asking, like fucking like lobster and shit.
Lobster boils or
I don't fucking know.
Anything like that. Normally you see those outside though. Like people put them over like a fire, or they'll put them over like a propane thing.
Right.
Or, I mean, not to that extent, but turkey fries is pretty similar to that.
Oh no shit.
Turkey fries are literally just it's like an open vat that you put oil in, and then it's over a propane flame. We had one at Memorial Day one time. Josh brought a goose or something.
Yeah, he cooked a goose.
Him and Sam.
First time for everything.
It was pretty good. It tasted like fucking turkey, But so we had a fried wild goose at a Memorial Day cookout one time.
Yeah,
it would have that like that. So yeah, I've seen stuff like that. I've worked in kitchens. Actually, Ben, when Greenwood Inn, where we both worked, they used to boil the potatoes and stuff like that. Not that big, but pretty close.
There you go.
Well, no shit. All right. Yeah, I saw that shit and I was like, God fucking damn. Like not even like that's comically big. It's just like holy shit, that's a big ass fucking pot. And it
think about the amount of corn they have to boil, or
true.
Ham baked, or how many kids are there?
Hey, fair. And then granted, that's a lot of boiling water in there. It would be a shame if somebody knocked that over and spilled that on them. That sure would hurt a lot. It would suck if a certain scumbag.
They set it up with him grabbing the top of the lid and he goes, and then they set that up. Yeah. So anyway, so he gets
foreshadowing, like the drink says, everything's foreshadowing.
Yes.
Yep. The boil on his neck when he's laying there screaming. Did you see that? It looks like a big white pus. That was wild.
My poor wife was watching this with me last night. It's the first time seeing it. And I can't believe she survived it. And I was like, ooh, that was kind of cool. The special effect. His neck when he's screaming. That was
cool. Looked good.
That was the best of the whole movie for kills and effect. Yeah. And then the ending kill actually enjoyed because the way it was set up. But yeah.
That was probably for me, that was probably the highlight of the movie for me. Only because it's like, yeah, fuck you, guy. You get exactly what you deserve. I liked that one. And I think right there too, it was I think that's when it kind of clicked for me. So I'll also say this. I don't know if it was said before. I haven't seen this movie before. I've never seen Sleepaway Camp.
I said it at the beginning, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So with that said, I know what happens. So I've watched In Search of Darkness, and I've watched other documentaries. I think James Rolfe has definitely talked about it a few times. James A. Janice has definitely. I've seen the kill count. So I know what happens regardless. It is still so painfully obvious that Angela. Sorry guys, spoiler alert. Angela is the killer in this because they couldn't have made it more obvious because she gets essayed by by the guy, right, the chef guy, and then immediately somebody just pushes him in the thing. Kind of weird.
They do try to do a little switching.
Well, it could have been Ricky's. Yeah, it could have been Ricky.
Right. Especially near the end when you see it almost made me think of Blood on the Axe, the wig thing near the end.
Yeah, because that was Ricky in it, which with Judy, right? And she's like, "Oh, who's that?" And that was definitely Ricky, I think.
Really?
Yes, that was 100%. They tried tricking you. It's Ricky with long hair. If you go back and watch it, I had to pause it and be like, "Wait a minute, that's definitely not Angela." They try fucking with you on that because it was right after Mel was like, "It's him. I know it's him," and like he doesn't say who yet, and then they go to that shot. I could be wrong, but I had to look at it quick and then be like, "Damn, that definitely."
What shot?
So it was right. So it's when Angela kills Judy. So I'm gonna go off track for a second. I'm sorry. So it's when Angela kills Judy, and you see the
Going
just
off
the
track for part of the show.
that's true. So you see the shadow of just a figure. You can still kind of see the face. I'm almost like 90% certain it's Ricky. It's the actor who played Ricky, but in a wig to kind of throw you off the track because I think even like the filmmaker knew. It's like, dude, it's pretty fucking obvious that it's Angela. But honestly, maybe my perspective is just skewed because of because for years I've known about the big twist at the end, but I've never seen the full story.
I thought they did a pretty good job making you. You got to look at it from a perspective of somebody that never seen the movie before. Like, so if you're just watching this for the first time, you don't know anything that's going to happen. I feel like they do a pretty good job because they set it up right. Because Ricky's athletic, they show that with the baseball game. They show the fact that he's a little more outgoing. He's not afraid. He doesn't back down from people. They show the fact that he's also been there for a while, so maybe
he knows
busted his balls before.
Yep.
So like he knows. So like when you look at it like that, I feel like they do a pretty good job of at least giving you the old like, well, who is it? You know what I mean? Because like it's, I feel like it's obvious that it's one of the cousins. I don't think that it's completely obvious that it's Angela. I think it turns into that later on. The more you've seen the movie, or the more you know, like it's obvious.
Hey, that's an interesting point because Ricky is around every time Angela does get picked on. If something happens, so then something. So it does play a little off, like the who done it.
And that's when it leads to Mel thinking that it was Ricky. That's why he grabs him aside and goes, "I know it's you, blah blah blah." And then not too long after that.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Go with, I know we're back. I know we're going a little off here. Like that goes. I'm gonna go backwards because like when he grabs him, and I know it's you, and that's right when like Meg and Julie grab Angela and throw her in the water, and I'm like, dude. They're about to throw in the water, and you're too busy grabbing this kid. You're again scumbag.
Which is more fucked up, more fucked up. But on top of that was a good setup scene too, because, what do you call that? Like, Thea. Fuck, I can't. My brain is. Even though I'm on fire, I'm not on it yet.
I feel the same way actually.
Psychologically, we know that she's afraid of water because they call back to the beginning of the movie because of the boat accident, right? But why is she really afraid of the water? Well, it's because of the reveal at the end.
Revelation.
She doesn't want to. Well, she doesn't want to. Yeah, she doesn't want you to see that she's actually a boy. Like they do a pretty good job making her look flat chested. They do a pretty good job of not letting you see her downstairs mix up.
And she never got a period yet.
But the reason why she doesn't want to go.
Judy says it. Yeah, or that's a line from Judy.
The reason, I know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Judy
he's right. So when they throw in the water, they don't want that. She's more. That's why when she gets out of the water, she's extra hunched over. If you really watch,
she does kind of like protect herself.
Yeah, it's because that's why. So when you're watching it, you're going, "Oh shit, she's afraid of the water because of the boat." When you look back at it, psychologically, it's because. Of both,
but I said because I did catch both, but as boats. Yeah. I did catch both of that because when she's sitting there with Ricky, and then she's all soaked, and she's like protecting herself. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I remember the ending obviously, but when you go to the themes and the little innuendos and whatnot, I'm like, oh yeah, because every time like, oh, why don't you jump in the water? And then they kind of play off that when she actually does get wet and is afraid and whatnot. So yeah, that was that was a really good psychological scene that she does. That's why I said it. Like, there's a lot of this movie that the cheese drove me nuts beyond belief, which I'm kind of shocked. But then when you get to certain aspects of her character, they did really well with that.
Which is
again, true. The empathy of it and whatnot. So
I think they set it up better than people. Like when you try, you got to try to like. you have to actually analyze all that shit that I just said. Like, if you're just watching a slash movie, you're not gonna think about that shit. But if you're like me or us, and you're breaking the movie down, and you want to think about it, like, oh, what's the psychology behind certain scenes, or what?
Well, you definitely
kind of break that a little more.
You definitely start to there's a way to say this without sounding so fucking pompous. You start to gain this.
Too late for that.
That's true. You start to gain this ability to be able to watch and enjoy the movie, but at the same time, be able to kind of like pseudo analyze it at the same time after seeing so many of the same genre. You get to notice all of the same quirks and tricks and everything. I like that's why I was saying the same thing about Edge of the Axe when we were covering that. It's really easy to I'm depressed and I have a headache. But it's really easy to, just notice all of these things after you repeatedly watch many things of the same genre. And like, cause like as like a first time viewer, and like if you showed this like a teenager, like they didn't see many slashes before, they definitely would never fucking pick up on any of that shit. I'd like to get somebody's perspective that has never known about the Angela thing to kind of be able to see if they could piece that shit together.
Kristen watched it last night. I had to put a lot of it together because then fuck it. We'll just talk about the more of the psychology stuff. There's more of that.
Let's do the psychology stuff and the kills. That way it keeps it going, and we'll go right to the ending. So we're not going.
Yeah.
Too much.
So, so with some of the psychology too, they have I don't know if we want to flash forward to the end, but it goes into the psychology that I was.
No, I think we should say the end for the final because we're gonna go deep. I know.
Yeah, but are we talking about the flashback that leads into that, where she's remembering her fucking seeing her uncle and her dad, and like that's what actually drove the aunt crazy is the uncle left her for her dad. So Angela's dad was sleeping with Aunt fucking whatever her face's husband, and he left her.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yes,
I didn't know that was her husband.
Yeah,
I knew.
That's why she got crazy.
Yeah, that's why the lady's crazy.
Oh.
Right.
Because she's like,
wow. And there's a scene where Angela is remembering her and her brother, fucking, or what we thought is actually, without the reveal.
Right, and because they were
walking in, seeing her dad lay down and kissing a man. Well, it's their uncle.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking Ricky's dad that's in the bed, and they were together at the lake. They brought the kids to the lake so they could have a getaway. That's why they were there at the lake.
That makes a lot of sense. I missed that. I can't believe I missed that. Wow, I usually don't miss that stuff.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
It's solid. You have to really fucking analyze this shit.
You know what's crazy is
a mental case.
People, I feel like people don't give that.
I think I knew this when I first saw it 15 years ago. I think I knew that.
I feel like people don't give enough credit to that flashback scene. Just the flashback scene as a whole, because I feel like that fucking wraps everything up so quick.
It does, and it's very subtle. You don't have to dive. It's subtle, and it doesn't take up half hour of the movie. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the most important things, the 80s, I get what they're trying to do with this movie, and I get why both sides. Some people see it very ahead of its time, and some people see it problematic. I see both because it's the 80s, and I think it was like trying to show like a different relationship, a different side of relationship with these two men. And then, how does that affect people who don't know about it as much as we do today? Today where it's more acceptable today where it wasn't back then. So how's it going to affect these two kids and stuff like that? So it does. It depends on the person how they see it, And then I see why it was done. So and then do you get how it affects the two kids, and then the accident. There's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of like different things of like not understanding where you don't see a lot, and then combined with like death, and then combined with that family dysfunction that now has played victim to Angela, to child abuse, to mental health, to a lot of things, and then to try and find identity too. There's a lot about finding identity in this. So it's so mismatched. That's why it's such a complicated film, where you can see where there's like phobias, but you also can see therapeutic too. You see a lot in it.
Yeah.
So it's like depending on who you talk. And I read a lot of different articles where people have a lot of different people where it was like a writer from the a writer from the community or even a transgender writer writing about where they see the therapeutics and they see the like what works great in the film, but also what doesn't work. It's just so complicated, you know. So yeah, I think
There you go.
I think that
Psychology corner.
that worked. Yeah, I did. That's not bad. How I said that right? Because I'm trying to find the right way to say it. I'm like, I need more coffee.
I get what you mean. There's a lot to unpack in this movie if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of why I like the movie, because you can look at it like it's just a classic slasher, and you don't have to think about it too hard. You can just watch it. Or if you want to analyze it, you can dive deep and find a lot of things
It's
going
been
on.
40 years. It's so hard not to analyze it. It's so hard not to. After the way we evolved, the way we changed, it's so hard not to. Like,
I mean, when you look at it, because if you think about it, it was ahead of its time for what it was trying to talk about. And again, going back to like the role reversals where they sexualize the men and the boys in this movie versus the girls.
Yeah, they do.
They make normally it's boys that are the assholes that pick on other boys or pick on people, and it's in this movie it's the girls. Like everybody's kind of an asshole in this movie, but like the girls, all the teenage girls.
Yeah, even the guys kind of picked on Angela. They picked on the girl too, which is kind of interesting.
I'll tell you, man. In real life, girls are fucking mean in high school. Like fucking mean. Like they are not nice to each other at all. They are vicious. And like when they're in locker rooms, they pick on each other. Like I am surrounded by women. Like my wife, my daughter, like my sister, my mom. Like I'm surrounded by women. And I'm telling you, ask any person that's gone through high school. Like, dude, girls have it way worse. It's
Carrie was a good movie and a good book that goes into that a little bit.
Yeah. They're fucking mean, and this movie showcases that, and it's actually good. I wish more movies would showcase it because that's fucking real, dude. I mean, dude, there are a lot of dickhead dudes in the world, but like realistically, as long as once you check a dude, a lot of the time they fucking back off and they walk away. It's like a gorilla fucking, holding their ground or something. That's essentially what it is. Girls don't do that, dude. You can check a girl and they keep coming. They don't give a fuck. They will keep on coming at you, and they're fucking mean. And then they make it worse that they're like vindictive,
Hell yeah, girls are badass too.
Word for it. Yeah, Meg. Anyways, so so now we should probably get into some of the kills.
I don't want to.
Obviously, we talked about the
kidding. The pedophile cook, he went down.
Yep. Not a kill, but it was great. It was still very well done.
Then it took a little bit
and then the kid in the water after that.
The kid in the water. I don't remember his name. He was like the metalhead kid with the fucking. He kind of looked like. Who's the boss?
Yeah, he
reminded me of.
Oh yeah, he did.
He was the one that bullied Angela in the dinner hall or whatever. And he was like,
I can't remember his name. Billy, maybe. I don't know. There's a bunch of them.
I don't know, little dickhead.
Mozart was a pimp.
Mozart was the best, man.
Mozart was kind of funny. That was pretty funny where they spray the shaving cream in his face and he fucking slings it in his face, and then he chases. He pulls out a legit knife and fucking
He's like,
chases Ricky around. Yeah,
I said how
that was a good scene too because real quick that was a good scene. He was a very big time there. That's another fucking scene that was put in there because what if it was Mozart the whole time? He pulls out an actual knife and chases Ricky around.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of like little breadcrumbs to try to get you off the trail of Angela. But
I said it would
succeed,
How funny would it have been if Mozart was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and then just like actually does it, and it gets super dark for like actually no reason. Right then and there, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and then like just like in front of everybody, just stabs the shit out of Ricky, and like that's it, and like it gets all dark and shit. And it's like, oh fuck, it's like, oh don't prank me, cocksucker, and just bam, just starts going fucking nuts on him. I thought that would have been great.
And it's on fire.
The kid in the water. Yeah, so we saw that where he tries to be a creep with the girl in the canoe. He tips it over.
Yeah.
She floats. She swims away from him. And then they leave him there. I can't remember what that kid's name was, but I just call him Metalhead. I'll just call him fucking Tony Danza. Tony Danza fucking gets killed under a canoe. And that was actually a good scene too, where the snake comes out of his mouth.
Oh, I love that. The effects of that, I thought also it was a water snake too, because they're making jokes. They're like, "Watch out for the water snakes." You guys are freaking assholes. And like, and then like, well, that was a little another joke, kind of like innuendo joke, like I can't find the word to say either, but you know what I mean, like.
No, instead of a trouser snake, he had a real water snake.
He had a real water snake. Yeah.
Right? Hey,
that's right.
Joe, what's a trouser snake?
Oh yeah.
I could show you.
It's a wiener.
I knew, and
Get
I
it.
was like, and then they went. I was like, I got it, and it, whoop, like, oh, wait,
It's all
stay.
good.
I'm still on the ground.
Didn't even see Jay and Silent
good.
Bob Strike Back, man. Come on.
Yes,
Oh,
I
no,
did. I just don't remember.
Oh yeah. Just
I
been a
don't
long
watch a lot
time.
of
That movie
comedies
just.
anymore. I
I'll
only
tell
watch
you.
horror movies.
Come on, Boo Boo Kitty Fuck.
I'm isolated. I remember that.
That movie.
I'm
That movie
isolated.
does not
horror
hold up
movies.
well. A lot of the jokes in the movie are fucking weak. It does not hold
Really?
up well. Yeah, I
Wow.
have a hard time watching it now. It's just not that. It's just not funny. Like I think I'm just over that like weed humor shit. I don't know.
Well, it's not.
Yeah.
All right, so
It's
all I'll
alright.
say is Will Ferrell still
Clerks 2,
steals.
on the other hand, Clerks 2 is
That shit.
still fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That movie is almost flawless, and I can't wait for Clerks 3. So
Fire a
anyways,
warning shot
move
into
on.
his bulbous ass.
So what was the next kill?
I can't remember the order of the kills. I just remember this.
Was it the bees? It was the bees.
Oh
Not
yeah, the bees. The dickhead dude who's talks to after the
It was a water
capture
balloon.
the flag or color war.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude.
the fucking.
By the way,
he was
why were they
hired to take a
playing
major
water
shit.
balloons on the roof?
Why not? That's awesome.
And then it's
I
like,
would.
haha,
That's a
Angela
good
got
time.
you.
Ben, 80s.
No, that's not a reasonable excuse for anything. It's
Yes. They do all kinds of crazy shit in the 80s, man. We don't do that shit
They didn't know
anymore.
what to do. They didn't have video games, dude. They don't have
Yeah,
fucking.
they didn't
I
video
have
games,
Fortnite.
You have to come up with shit.
Yeah, you have Fortnite. They had water balloons on a roof.
Yeah.
man.
You turd.
Then, hello. Obviously, the whole idea is if they throw a water balloon at a girl with a T-shirt on, you'll see her titties.
So the first
could
one
go
they do that to is Angela.
Go right back to the whole
Mhm.
water thing with Angela.
Thank you. It's more setup.
Yeah. Yeah.
They definitely
Yeah.
peed in those water balloons.
Foreshadowing. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. What's up? So if you put all this stuff together, see.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
still stupid.
learning as I go along, and I have my own themes. Now I'm going.
But yes,
So.
dude,
The bees.
that kill was
which-
awesome.
That was kind of funny because
That was
that
awesome.
little ass hive did not have that many fucking bees in it, but it was a good scene.
It was a dumb kill, but it was a great after effect when you see him on the ground because nobody dies like that from bees unless he's allergic and we didn't know.
Unless he's allergic. That's
Right,
that was why.
You know,
my
like
thought.
maybe
He
he's
looked-
like
he
maybe he's
looked
like what's
He
that
looked
movie
more
with
like
the
a burn victim than the fucking dude who
Yeah.
got burned. Like he looked,
Yeah.
but it was a cool scene.
My Girl? It was
Good
like a gory My Girl thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was good. And then trying to think of who else. Then was it Meg that gets killed after she goes to try to fuck the old gross guy?
Yeah.
Is it
yeah, I
Meg
think
that
she's
goes
Meg.
right? Right.
Yeah, Meg. 'Cause she, you know, it was like
She gets stabbed in the fucking. in
that
the
was a
back,
good
and then
death,
the
but then
knife
it
goes
was unrealistic, like you said, though. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's just unrealistic.
Well, like that too.
That's
It's like
that's the only thing I had a problem with that. Like
Yeah.
the bees
Yeah.
makes sense. You can throw someone in there and lock somebody in. The fucking the water thing. If they're a really good swimmer, like again, Angela might be afraid of the water, but it turns out maybe she's actually a really good swimmer, but she just doesn't want to be shown. So like when she pops up underneath the fucking canoe and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" You know, because he doesn't expect her because nobody expects her to ever like leave
know
the
what's-
cabin.
Real quick, what's interesting, even though you see her afraid of the water, I guess she was fine with the water. Angela's fine with the water because of that night, and then she was killing somebody on revenge. So that's interesting.
well,
So
because
again,
she doesn't want to show her
it's
ding
not
dong.
psychology,
Like not
dude.
actually.
she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to show her. Or I mean, maybe it was both Ricky and her. We don't. I mean, I don't know how many people have ever thought about that, but I think it is obviously 100% her.
You just here's the thing, real quick. Here's real quick. We
Yeah.
should continue that theme and watch Return. I don't know how we have to rent it. Return to Sleepaway Camp.
Second one.
Well, it's the spiritual sequel. The director came back. The director only directed like Sleepaway Camp, and he wrote the second one, but he wasn't involved with it. So part 2, part 3 came out, and then he came back with 2008 spiritual sequel of the first movie, which got released 2012. And it's
Is
very
Felissa
close.
Rose
It's
in
very
that?
Similar. The styles are very similar to the first movie. What?
Is Felissa Rose in that? Like actually?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's cool.
So, and I think her and her cousin Ricky are both in that
Oh
movie.
no shit. Oh, that's fun. I'll have to
And I
watch
think
that.
it's the same kid. So I think it plays off what you're saying. It could have been both of them in the first one. I think I could be wrong. We should visit that.
We'll have to check it out. Yeah, but I mean, it's just a
He
theory that
throws
I mean,
he throws the themes from the first one and this one too. So
yeah. I mean, they kind of leave it up. I mean, the end kill is obviously we know who it is, and we know, you know, but like realistically, maybe it was Ricky. I don't think it was. I think it was all.
Well, I don't think Ricky severed Johnny's head and had it in his lap.
No. No, not that one. I'm talking about the boat.
Angela, this is for you.
This is for you, my naked cousin.
For you.
I love you.
Oh, and I mean,
it's the
Ricky
shrine.
wanted revenge on Judy for fucking cheating on her with when she brought Paul out of the woods. They catch him. Like that could have been a case, but it wasn't.
Well, there's a lot. Again, that goes right back where you say, "Oh, no, we're not there yet." Sorry.
How does Judy die? I know she dies on the mat.
The hair curler in her hoo ha.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then that was
yeah.
I thought it was,
that was what was actually also kind of funny was with that one is they just whoever the killer is just moves the cot and shoves her body
and just
like,
boom, just
the wall and
pushes her shit right in there. Yeah, but yeah, that I thought that was great because it's like wow, like what a like they did it. It was a hair curler. It was straight in her hoo ha, and yep, they fucking. Fuck that, man. So and she had the pillow over her face too, so she got both. So she was choking to death.
Yeah, when you're screaming into a pillow, you're losing air.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Yep. They don't shy away from like the kills. It's like fuck.
About a hot box.
True. They're like fuck that. No way.
I mean, that kill was definitely obviously sexualized and to go with the I'm not even trying to be funny. To go with the theme of this movie, you know, like wow. Jeez, now you fucking need to rewatch it again.
So Judy gets the old fucking, and then Meg, and then
Mel.
Who else? Oh yeah, then Mel gets killed, right?
Yeah, so Mel attacks Ricky, and he's like, I know it was you, and he goes all fucking gorilla rampage on him, like doing the weirdest. So that's like that. Shout out to whoever played Mel. I meant to look up his name right beforehand. That guy was like.
His name is Mike Kellen.
Mike Kellen. Okay.
He did.
Oh well, yeah. Shocker. The movie's 40 years old. He was definitely in his 60s at that point.
No,
anyway,
he died in 1983. He died after this movie was made.
Oh, wow. Shit. All right. Well, peace and love. Dude, you see some fucking corny ass shit from that guy, and he hammed it up so hard, dude. Like when he first has the realization that it was Ricky, and when he sees Meg dead on the floor, and he's like, "Oh God, I have to stop him. He has to be stopped." I loved every fucking second of that. Seeing the transformation of Mel, like of creepy ass Mel, just go all crazy and shit. Love it. Oh my God, I love that guy. He was the best part of the movie for me, actually. Like, really.
That's great.
I love that guy.
He had a good death scene, but I was kind of laughing when you could see the arrow and the rubber part.
Yeah, you could see the rubber and the string go through.
And
fine.
She just started laughing. Every kill scene, she was laughing. She goes, "This is ridiculous." I'm like, yeah, I know.
Oh, the wife. Yeah, dude.
She watched the entire thing with me. I couldn't believe.
Oh,
it.
nice.
What the heck? Like, so.
Trooper.
Yeah.
It's an interesting movie. It's like a, I don't know. It's like a stamp in time. You know, like it's got its place. You know, it's a fucking fun movie for what it is.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's other kill scenes where you got the I think the 3 kids that were throwing sand at Angela when she fell in the water, and then she was not thrown in the water, and then they walk her out. The kids are throwing sand at her. Those 3 kids, I believe, were the ones that when they were camping in the woods, and they all got killed.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That was pretty. You see all the bodies in the sleeping bags, and they're all just bloodied up. I'm like, ooh, that's kind of. You don't see it.
That's another one.
You don't really see some of the stuff. It's just very visceral and but still brutal to the extent like how Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You don't see the way the gore is like you see in some other movies. It's left for imagination. It still hits.
Well, to be fair, a movie kind of just recently did that too. With Fear Street. So Fear Street, the second one, you see the guy go in the cabin with all like the little kids.
Yeah, you don't see that.
You don't see it. You don't see it happen. Yeah. It's all ambiguous. It's all to the imagination. Just like how Sleepaway Camp did it. You see the fucking, which I actually thought that was pretty well done because it's like, how do you show kids? I don't know. It's a little weird, but I mean, granted, it didn't really shy away from it, but they did a good job, I think, with at least the kill parts towards the end. That fucking third act ramps up so hard with Sleepaway Camp with all the kills.
Yeah.
Was that?
It's not. It does start. Yeah.
Well, the kids had to have been before Mel, right? Because that was like right after, and then Johnny comes, and then Angela's like, oh,
Like the kids were kind of before Mel. I guess they
yeah.
go the timeline because then right after Mel, I think we get right to the scene with Paul. We get to the infamous scene.
Is that his name? I keep calling him Johnny.
Yeah, the boyfriend. The boyfriend's Paul.
Oh, it's Paul. I'm sorry.
Not
yeah,
boyfriend. The her
love interest.
Fling.
The
Love
one that
interest. I said fling, but
the one that like gets Angela out of her shell to be to be more comfortable, be able to talk.
I love that. I thought that was great too. That was a very
She needed a friend.
Genuine moment in the movie. It was like you don't see her. She don't talk at all throughout the whole thing. She just stares at people, and you can't help but laugh because it's so uncomfortable but so well done. She just like blankly stares, and I was like, oh geez. And then like, but you also get it because of the traumatized past too. On top of it, and then so
that girl can stare daggers too, dude. Holy shit,
yeah, dude.
God damn.
Like the scene where she's staring up at Judy, and then like she's just like.
Those like blank fucking
amazing.
Brown eyes, almost like pure black and shit. Dark
dude.
eyes. Holy shit.
Those are some of my favorite moments. She's just like
staring daggers down her. Oh my god, dude. Felissa Rose, goddamn, dude. That was her first movie, and
she's awesome.
I think she did pretty well. All things considered, she did a good job conveying like crazy. Like she did well with like the staring daggers and like even when she finally started talking, I feel like it wasn't like too wooden, and even if it was wooden, it fit for what she was supposed to do.
In childlike innocence too.
Yes.
To her character, compared to all these other characters, a little more advanced than she is, with to like their personalities and again the sexualization, and then with her, she's just like. I'm just trying to figure me out, in some degree, and then it comes along Paul to help. It's spam from Coventry, Rhode Island. That's funny. And then it comes Paul, kind of like she gains that, he gains her trust, and then there's like you see more interaction. She's talking to more people, and then shut down right when she catches him cheating on her, and then
that's what made her
everything
snap.
else
I
happening,
think
it just that was the camera. No.
The straw that broke the camel's back.
Thank you. It goes a little dyslexia of like all my senses and words. And from anything from like that creep cook attacking her in the beginning to all the assholes to the film, is like that was the one golden light for her, and it's like boom, that was it. And then he kind of got creepy after a while too. He just kept being a typical obsessive like.
He's wanting to go swimming.
Yeah, he's like, forgive me, please forgive me. But it's like, dude, you are creeping me out, man. It's like stop, leave her alone. And then like and then she's like, oh, meet me by the lake.
We're going to go swimming.
We're gonna go swimming.
Take them off. That's when she fully broke at the end.
Yep. So are we at that part now? Is that where we're at?
Where we can fully just discuss the ending.
So what we see though is we right before we see the actual reveal, we see the flashback, and we see the aunt talking to
there we go.
What we thought was Angela, but it's actually I don't know what the little boy's name was.
Peter.
Her brother.
And when he's got his like head all bandaged up because he must have got hit, his head hit in that accident also. And Ricky's away at camp, oddly enough.
Yep.
And she's talking about how nice it's going to be to have a little sister for Ricky, and how excited he's going to be that she's finally going to have a little girl. And then like the reveal is that it's Peter and his head's all wrapped up, and she's like extra creepy at that point. But that was also right when like the husband had left her for Peter and Angela's dad.
And your name is Angela, just like an angel. And then
creepy bitch.
Ah, she was great.
That's
creepy
bitch. That's the reveal. So then we find out that realistically the whole time it was a boy, and even Ricky didn't know. And then it cuts to when they rush down to the water. It's Angela standing there, right?
Well, I mean, not right away, because like it's now everybody's.
She's doing like the little song thing.
Right. So you got the panic amongst the campsite with the kills. All the kills are being dug up. They find all the bodies everywhere. So now they're panicking. They got the cop involved. They try to get people out of there. You got the muscle guy you like?
Ronnie,
and then
here's why I find interesting. It just popped in my head. So Ronnie and one of the nicer girls that were in that was nicer to Angela. I don't the redhead. I don't remember her name, unfortunately. These two were the
Susie,
nicest.
maybe?
Yeah, these two characters were the nicest people in the whole entire camp. They were actually kind of the good guys in this camp. They're the ones who actually end up finding Angela on the beach, which I find that very very interesting. So now she is shirtless. No, she's naked, hunched over. You see her singing. You hear her singing. You see her singing. You hear her singing. She's hunched over, and then that's where you see you see her stroking. What the fuck?
Paul.
Paul's. I'm losing it. Paul's. I went from Paul to Peter. Stroking his hair, and then that's where it's like that illusion of what's going on, and then jumps
How
up
could
with
it be?
the mouth thing, and
Angela's a boy.
then, yeah. So yeah. So that is. I mean, that's a very epic scene in the horror genre.
Yeah, and the score behind it too, and everything. It's crazy.
That was the only time the score was actually like good in this whole movie.
Yeah.
And then the real reveal happens where Angela is standing there with her crazy mouth open like a scarecrow, and it draws back, and it's actually Angela's got
Peter.
a wiener.
Penis.
Oh yeah. And they show the full body.
Which, by the way,
blood and...
HD does not treat that bodysuit or whatever it is. They do not treat that shit kindly, because you can tell that like
I don't know how they did that.
It was just a bodysuit. So Angela put her.
Are you sure, man?
Yeah. Felissa Rose put her head over a fucking dummy. That's all it was.
I read different things on that,
or at least that's how I've seen it. That's how I've seen Felissa actually depicted.
There's also pictures of the director holding the makeup, the prosthetic makeup of her face.
Yeah,
too. So I don't know if they put that over. I think they put that over an actual
like a kid
boy's body. I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought
a much older, older kid too, and from what I read from some articles and stuff.
Well, they kind of had to have a of age penis on screen, because then they'd we would not be able to see this movie.
Yeah. So that was very
also. So then there's like that like that fucking animalistic growl that she does, which is I feel like it. So a lot of people think it's goofy. I don't. I think it was it's her tapped. It's her finally just like bam, she snapped, and like now she's a fucking animal, like in more ways than one, where she just lets it out, man. She's going whatever the fuck it is.
It's a crazy noise,
dude. That if I was a kid and I heard that, that shit would give me actual fucking nightmares. Come on, camera, focus in. Even my camera thinks it's scary. I think that was like the scariest part of that whole movie. Just seeing her stand there.
Well, that's where the you get all the campiness of this movie just like is obliterated by the horror of this traumatized person and what she did to get revenge. Because like it's a lot. This movie's a lot of things. You guys said coming of age. It is to some degree a exploitive revenge movie.
Yeah,
so
it definitely is.
It's very. I mean, if you this is a movie that comes right. It's early '80s, so obviously it comes right out of the '70s of like exploitation films. So that definitely plays in there. It's I had other things in my head. Wow, I just lost it already. I can't believe I lost it.
It's probably bold of me to say, but I think that is a actually scary scene. The end, like it. If you just showed somebody that without, I'll always say that if you show somebody that without any context beforehand, like the whole movie, be like, hey man, don't look this movie up, don't do anything like that, and actually just sit here and watch it. I think they would actually be not like disturbed or anything, but I think that they would definitely have a hard time with that last part, because she's holding a fucking dead kid's head, like just a head, and she's doing like that creepy ass singing to it. You get up, you see a little ding dong, which doesn't look too great on HD now, but whatever.
When I first saw that, I was pretty creeped out because I just didn't I didn't expect it. So I seen it 15 years ago. I was like, holy cow, this is wild. There's a lot. I had like 15 million things going on in my head at this scene. It's like it was bold, it was freaky, it was a lot of things, it offensive to some degree. So there's a lot, and I think that's what horror movies do. You know, you got all those, again, like I said earlier, the complications of this film, everything packed into one thing, you know, and it depends on the person, it depends who you are and how you see it, you know, and who will get that therapeutic feel from watching this, where they'll relate to her, who will be offended by it, you know. So and I think it's it some of the movies, some of this movie didn't age well with me after seeing it a second time, and then some did. Like the ending wasn't as scary as the first time. When I watched, I was like, wow, okay, this is still well done, but at the same time, we're kind of like, okay, whatever. I mean, it's like, yeah, it seems goofy to me after seeing it again, which is interesting. So like, there's a part of me that feels there's still the epicness to it because of what it did for 80s and a cult movie. But there's other part of me is kind of like, okay, maybe I've seen, you know, like I've seen enough shock to be like, this isn't that epic as I thought it was, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, but
sense.
like, and then like, you know, the director said it too when he was putting the themes in. It was foreshadowing. He also wanted to showcase. What I really liked what he did, and he's also the writer too. I forgot to add that. What I really liked what he did was he wanted to show what it was like being a kid at these campsites, going camping. He wanted to show the fact that the adults didn't really pay attention. The kids just did what the heck they want, which that's coming of age, because that happens a lot coming of age. The adults are practically not involved with anything. It's usually just kids doing what kids do, and then they come in. Then the adults come in and start disciplining or whatever, you know. And then they're gone, and the kids are still doing what kids do. So, and what kids do, there's what we said, there's sexualization. What kids do, there's bullying. There's I mean, it's a free for all pretty much. It could be almost like Lord of the Flies.
Rest in peace,
like
Piggy.
Camping is Lord of the Flies.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Especially like that kind of a situation.
Yeah. So, I think that's all I gotta say about that. Actually, I don't know. I'll bounce off you guys if something fresh goes in my mind. You know.
Yeah, Ed, what did you think of the ending? I think both of us said it.
I had pretty much. I kind of knew about it before I watched it for the first time a couple of years back, and then I've seen it a few more times because it's a movie that, like, I don't know, every other year I'll throw on during I try to watch, you know, I try to do the Halloween thing, like 31 movies in Halloween. Normally I end up with 40 to 50 because I'll watch more than one a night, or depending on what I end up watching. So like I've seen it a couple times now, and like we watched it a couple of years ago, last year or the year before during Halloween, me and Kristen. She just didn't remember the end at all. So it was like her watching it for the first time. And then to hear her be like, because she was, you know, by that point you're invested because you've seen her get killed or whatever. So she's drawn in, and for her to just, she's always like, as the camera in the final scene is pulling back, and she goes, "Wait, is that a wiener?" And I went, "Yes, Kristen, that's a wiener." And that was so like it took her a second to like catch on, and then I had to like explain the scene with like the uncle and the you know, the dad in the bed, and like why that made sense. And I explained all that stuff to her. And she's like, "Oh wow, now all that makes sense." But yeah, you know, there's a lot of this. Like you don't really know what drove Peter or Angela crazy. Was it, you know, or it's a culmination of everything. Like look at all the bullshit that she's seen in 14, 15 years, or he's seen, whatever you want to call her. I mean, I get why it's iconic, because if you didn't know that that was coming and you saw that, you would go, "Wait, what the fuck?" Like then you have to go back and like replay all the scenes, like the foreshadowing scenes or the flashback scenes, or you have to try to really play back like, oh shit, that's why Angela was able to kill people in a certain, because it's actually a boy and she's actually, you know, more of athletic than what we realized.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know. There's just the different things. So I feel like they tried doing something. I feel like they succeeded with some. I feel like they failed with others, because some of the kills were a little. I think they did a good job with certain ones, like pulling a chair out or a ladder out from underneath a big fat guy's, you know, feet while his hands are around a fucking boiling pot of water. That's believable. Anybody could kick out a fucking. It's just balance. It's basic physics. If you look at like the beehive thing, definitely could be able to happen. You throw a broomstick to fucking lock up a door, and you throw someone in from the, you know, from behind the window. That makes sense. The boat thing, that was, if they were really good swimmer and we didn't realize they were that good of a swimmer, like, I mean, Stranger by the Lake, we saw what happened there. Michelle and Franck, you know, like they're one of those motherfuckers was like a legit Olympic
like
swimmer,
a professional ass swimmer, right?
Right. So like, and if you're that good at swimming, that can happen. You don't know. So that's even believable to me in a sense. You know, the Judy kill, that's where it starts getting a little far fetched because to be able to hold somebody down and choke them and then do whatever else that was going on, that's a lot of like that.
She
Like I
realistically
didn't think
did
I
that
could
with
do that.
one
You know what I
hand,
mean?
and
Like
then.
yeah. So when you think about it like that, like if it was just a pillow or if it was just one
Well,
other
she also
thing, and
got
then
punched,
I don't know.
fucking cold cock, knocked unconscious too for a second. To be fair,
Yeah. So again,
not
like
to
I
do
mean,
the Joe thing and
so,
like try to defend everything. Sorry, no disrespect to
Go
Joe,
for
but
it, man. I'm
no.
glad.
So
I'm glad.
but
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So that one's a
wait, did
little
I
kind
just
of in
stand up for a
between.
movie? Holy shit!
the the Mel scene with the bow and arrow, that's obviously believable because it's just a kid shooting a bow
Hmm.
and arrow like that. But really, the only one that was really far fetched to me was the fucking Meg kill with the knife.
With the knife. Yep, me too.
That's a little
I
but
think that was the
it
weakest
doesn't
kill
take a lot.
of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, not only was the weakest kill, but I definitely think it was the least believable. You know, like personally, it just didn't. I don't know. That's you're not supposed to you're not supposed to analyze it like that. You're just supposed to watch
Right.
it get killed.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like you're supposed to go, ooh, look at that. You know, like, and that's kind of what they're going for with that. So I get it, and I'm not, I'm not mad about it. It's just when you if you're gonna break it down psychologically, why
Hmm.
the person has the trauma, you got to break it down that way too. You know. No, overall, I think it's an enjoyable movie. It's a fun watch for the horror genre. It's a fun watch for the fans. It's definitely a classic movie. It definitely deserves its place amongst like where people hold it. I mean, it's not a fucking 10 out of 10 movie, that's for sure. But as far as like nostalgic reasons and the story that it tells, and the more you look, if you like puzzles, right? If you like murder mysteries, and you're somebody that really likes to get into the whole like who done it kind of a thing,
I like
you can have
murder.
fun with this movie if you rewatch it. If you rewatch it a couple times, you'll start putting all those things together,
Mm.
and then you start pulling more out of the story. If you don't want to do that, just watch it as a fucking slasher flick and enjoy the kills because the kills weren't bad. They did a good job, and a lot of the makeup effects are really well done. And the reveal at the end is a classic reveal at the end. I mean, it's a good story for because
It's
it's
a
one of the
good
only movies that's
movie.
ever tried to flip the script. It's good for what it is. I enjoy it. Again, definitely a classic. Uh, I'm definitely ready to rate this pig and
Let's do it.
send this clown home.
Great pig.
Let's see. What are we gonna do for a scoring system? How about this? Let's go with trying to think of a. Let's go with out of 10. 10. I was gonna do something, but how about this? 10. 10. 10 Paul's severed heads.
Yeah.
We'll
Yes.
go that way. 10
That's what
Paul's
happens.
severed heads. 1 out of 10 Paul's severed heads. I'm gonna go with 7.5 severed heads out of 10. It's actually probably a little high, but I'm giving it a little bit of a bump because of the nostalgic feel and what it means to the horror genre. Do I actually think the story is a 7? No, but I think for what it does for the genre, and at least it took itself seriously, and it wasn't
Mm.
trying to make a mockery of the genre. It was trying to help the genre. So 7.5 out of 10 all severed heads for me, and I'm good. The floor is yours, gentlemen.
Go ahead, Ben. I gotta give this a second.
Oh, okay. All right. So, for me, I actually am going to. I'm gonna read my last two notes because I sat there right after I saw it, and this is why I was a little late to going to Ed's house last night to go to a show. I am gonna say this. I said, all right, so I'll say it. I fucking loved the ending. I have said it in the show. I like I said before, it's so extremely obvious the entire time that Angela is the killer. But the fact that they layer it so well with the flashback and the crazy or mom wanting a daughter, and then boom, hits you with a surprise wiener, and the big ass twist that Angela is actually a boy, fucking flawless, and it makes sense why this movie is still talked about total like to this day. And I said overall, movie definitely has flaws. Like you could sit here but like that's not fun. That's not the fun part of why this movie is so good. Pretty much the acting with I have to stop him, stuff like that is pretty bad. Some of the kills pretty much just the water one, whatever, that's a throwaway. And then the MEG one is a little weird because it's like how can somebody do that? And then Meg didn't sell it very well. She's like stop, even though like if you're getting stabbed in your back you're gonna want to fall forward. That's just naturally how that shit works. Anyway, whatever. I love the movie. I loved it. I'm gonna not give it a I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 severed heads.
Wow.
The only reason why it wasn't a little higher for me is because the couple of the kills weren't very good, and that's kind of the whole point of a slasher. But it got such a high score because of the shit at the end. And I liked all the charm to it, that especially that Ronnie had. He got a lot of charm to him. And you know, it played up to its strengths. It realized, I think the movie and the filmmakers knew what they were making, so they hammed it up a lot, and they definitely had some fun with it. So overall, great movie. I loved it. Yeah, 8 out of 10 for me.
So if you asked me 15 years ago, I would probably have given it a 7.5. So I remember enjoying enjoying like the movie itself, like, oh god, I'm trying to think. I remember enjoying the I cannot find my words with this for some reason. So to some degree I enjoyed the reveal at the end because I thought it was a great, shocking ending. At the time when I saw it, a lot of the stuff to get there was like just enjoyable bad B movie, but I did enjoy it. Rewatching it now, I was like, I had my moments. I think what I enjoyed about it was, like I said it earlier, it was Angela and Ricky. I enjoyed them as characters. I enjoyed the writing where it came to the story of the camp. Like it wasn't just constantly focused on the slasher kills. You had a lot of moving pieces with these characters and what's going on with, like, you know, what just kids acting out on the campsite. They really did a good job just like showing you a lot of different, like they spend time with the characters, you know, like and so that was, I thought it was kind of cool. I was like watching, it's like, all right, there's a lot about this movie that's annoying the shit out of me. And but then when you see where there's so much happening, it's like, holy crap, I'm also kind of feel like I'm watching like a summer. If you take all the horror out of it, you're kind of just watching a straight up like summer drama to some weird degree, you know. So that was really clever. The kills drove me nuts. Like, you know, but when we get to the makeup, it was great. You know, like the drowning was fine, but that's too simplistic to me. You know, but also it still kind of made sense. The more we're talking about it, it made sense to me when we started talking about the characters and stuff. But the effects on like the body when they reveal the body, that was really freaking cool.
Great.
You know, that cook deserved what he got, so that was really well done.
Mm-hmm.
The Meg scene's a good kill scene, but doesn't make sense. So I agree with that. I hated the B scene. It was just really. I even, you know, I love the effects when he died. That also made no sense to me. Like, come on, really?
Yeah, there was definitely not that.
Though, too.
Yeah, there definitely was no way there were that many bees in that hive. But I get it though. You're just supposed to suspend disbelief. So.
Yeah. So exactly, and then me, I'm a big believer.
I was like this big. There's like hundreds of bees in it. There's so many bees.
I'm a big believer in suspense of disbelief.
A big believer? Oh shit!
Got him.
But it didn't work for me. Some of the stuff in this movie. What worked for me was Angela's character, her transitioning throughout the story, her trauma worked for me. I think that was very well written. The flashbacks are really well done.
She certainly did transition.
Yeah. I was actually saying that not to be funny, but that's pretty good. The ending itself is still epic to some degree. I didn't think it was that scary. When I see it now, it's not as scary. It's still kind of like, I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, yeah, you can still sit there after seeing it again. Like, this is just shock value, but still worked. You know, again, we were talking through. I've been flipping back and forth this movie. So like, but there's so many layers that made this work, and that's why I say with the layers, depending on who you are, and how you affect the movie, it's going to do it no matter what. You know, but like I'm not gonna be doing a 7.5. I almost went for a 5-ish, but when I go with the story and the pacing that I really enjoyed, I'm gonna say 6-7 heads. 6 Paul 7
Holy
heads.
shit! Did I actually just have the highest score in a movie?
Yep.
What the fuck just happened? Wow.
Because I found myself really there's a lot to appreciate, but there's a lot of stuff I'm like, oh my god, this movie's killing me. It just wasn't. It didn't work the same way. It didn't to me. So like, but it was great to revisit it.
I think we just had a BBH first, boys. Joe give a low score. I think this is the lowest score.
That's the lowest score he's given something in.
It came close to 5.5.
On just a singular movie, and then not only that, it was me giving the highest score on a movie. So this is a fucking first on all boards today.
Like I had mentioned, realistically, the movie's about a 6. Like I even said it in my review, it's about a 6. It's not that much, but I gave it an extra bump because of what it does for the genre. And also, I had fun watching it this time and unpacking all this stuff. To be honest with you, if I didn't dissect it the way I did, I would have been right around where Joe was. Like I had a lot of fun, like picking apart like the story. You know what I mean? And then like to see Kristen react to
it's a wiener.
The way she did, but like to see an actual to see the reaction they were going for actually happen in real life. I think bumped it up for me too, because like we're all coming at this. Well, me and Joe are coming at this we've seen this a bunch of times. We know the story. Ben knew the story, but he'd never seen it. So we're coming at it from like people that have already seen the movie, and compared to like other things that are out there, I mean, the movie's an average movie. It's not really anything spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
But what bumped it up for me truly was unpacking all the stuff, and then I mean, I'm telling you, seeing Kristen's reaction to it, I went, that's what they were trying to do in 1983. That you just did.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 40 years later, what they were trying to do back then, and I'm sure that's what they got. That's what the movie's praised. So seeing that reaction, then you go, okay, yep. But otherwise, like as a personal, I'm right there with you. But I did bump it up a little bit. Just I gave it a little nudge. But I'm actually glad to hear Joe fucking kind of tear something apart a little bit. So
I almost because if I gave it a 5, that means I hate it. I didn't really hate it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would, or like as I did. I wasn't sitting there like there's a movie I just did Western horrors with Amon, and there's one movie I just completely hated. Oh my god, you guys watch it. That movie pissed me off.
What movie is it?
It's called Dead Birds, and
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
Yeah, so that one, if we ever talk about that would have been like an easy 4 for me, maybe even lower. So you don't hear that from.
Did you guys talk about? Did you talk about Bone and Tomahawk?
No. I want to, but the problem was he's not a gore fan, and there's some like really brutal like.
Oh, there's some wild shit in that movie.
Nutcracker scene. So I gotta say,
dude, that movie is fucking intense, man. That's that's legitimately one of the that's a sleeper of a sleeper. Like that's one of the best movies that's come out in a long time.
It's a great movie. So I
one
of
Kurt Russell's best movies ever.
This movie looks terrible, Joe. Fantastic. Dead Birds.
Oh, this looks
like, awful.
I could not rate Sleepaway Camp that low, and then I'm not worried about pissing off the horror fans. I'm just like I'm going based on how I saw it and whatnot. But where the director was going, and then
those faces are so goofy.
And the mindset of that time too, and how he was writing it, and then he was very bold with a lot of stuff. And I know he wasn't doing it to be offensive. He's just like trying to show a different perspective and whatnot. And I give the guy a lot of credit.
It was a different time. It was a different time. It's the same idea as thinking about it like how I broke down the Ben character in this movie.
Yeah.
But like the problem nowadays is people look at it like it's
it's now.
The movie wasn't fucking made today. The movie was made 40 years ago. Like, and think about like the stamp of time. Like you can't forget. Man, you can't forget history. It doesn't fucking stop what happened. Right. I'm sorry to tell everybody.
No, right, and that's what's great about this. You can
feelings. You can take down as many statues as you want. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. The way you know what I mean? Like, what you want to do, figuratively and metaphorically. Yeah.
I'm gonna go bounce off of you.
Yeah, I agree.
In the documentary Sense of Darkness, they said you can't do a lot of stuff in the '80s movies. You today, you can still bring a lot of charm that the '80s movies have today, but you just can't do what there's some stuff they did. You're like, whoa.
I think some of the stuff could go over if people just stop being bitches about shit. Like, I mean, like turn your fucking brain off the way you do with everything.
Right.
Just shut the fuck up and watch a movie and enjoy
Well,
it.
that's why I enjoyed.
Some
That's
things
why I
are
enjoyed.
pertinent.
Yeah.
Like the reason why Candyman works so well is because of the fucking racial tension in that movie.
Well,
Like, that
they
movie
also
is
changed
Well,
they changed the dynamic of
then,
the what Candyman is now.
I'm not
too.
talking about the new one.
Oh, all right, my bad.
No,
my
no,
bad.
I'm not talking about that. I've never seen it. I've heard a lot of mixed things. I've heard some reviews from people that I really respect their opinion on horror movies, and they trashed it.
right.
So I'm really worried about.
Well,
I'm really concerned I'm not gonna like the movie.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing with that, and I agree with you on the
That doesn't
Candyman
matter.
on that one, and that's why it's
I'm talking
great.
about the original Candyman.
That's
yeah.
why. Well, no, that's why I whether I like the new one or not, there's a voice in there that needs to be heard,
Mhm.
and
I agree.
I would love to see that for a remake for Sleepaway Camp. I want to see somebody who will put their voice in that is more like within that community.
I feel like if they remake Sleepaway Camp, I actually kind of hope they don't do the same Angela thing. I hope they take that same idea, obviously, and like.
Yeah, I don't think they'd be able to. That is
because then it's like
right now,
it won't be able to do that. Yeah, but still, it's the voice. There's a voice in there that could be recreated today,
and its own spin. There's definitely something in today's thing that like it's like with Candyman, like Ed just said, with Candyman, they took today's idea of what like society is, and they changed it to fit the new Candyman, and hopefully it really hooks you in. But then I hope, thank you, I hope that they do the same thing with Sleepaway Camp, and you get a lot of surprises.
I love to see that.
I think that'd be cool.
You want to hear different voices in horror. That's what we're trying to do now these days, and I love to see it in this movie modernized. You know?
Yes, remakes are fine.
I don't know how that would be. But it's up to me.
We don't have to go in this big long fucking spiel about it, but remakes are fine as long as you put your different spin and perspective on it. So like Candyman, I respect. Well, it's not a remake; it's actually kind of a sequel.
It's a spiritual sequel that kind of remakes, almost like how Halloween kind of did.
Right. Or yes, yeah. So it's like all I'll say is just don't remake a movie like Nightmare. That's all. Just Jackie Earle Haley was a great Freddy, but
you don't want to remake Freddy versus Jason?
No.
No.
I'm kidding. What the fuck, man?
No.
Come on, I just
don't even put that. Don't even put that in the universe, show.
You just cast some fucking evil on me right there. As long as yeah, go ahead. Do your thing.
Let's wrap this one up.
Yeah, please.
Let's wrap this one up.
I need to take a nap.
This was fun. I think this one was a good time. I think we had some good discussions during this one, and it actually went by pretty quick. We were only about an hour and 45 minutes or so.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, we're good. This is the way we need to do these, boys. Have some fun, have some good discussions though in there too, and just motherfucker, as James A. Janice says, just be good people. Just fucking enjoy movies. Like there's no,
never heard of them.
Enjoy movies. Yep.
Even though I literally mentioned him earlier.
Oh, dude, you the guy from Dead Meat, you love that.
Kill Count.
He's fucking awesome.
I'm
obsessed right now. That's all.
I've been telling you about the guy forever too.
No, I've known about him. I watched fucking In Search of Darkness. I have a million other things I can watch. There's only so much time in the day. You can only watch
True.
I have people that be like, "Oh, what TV shows do you watch?" I don't watch any. My TV.
Dude, I watch YouTube videos. That's it for me. And I watch I
watch my phone. If it's not on my phone, I don't watch it most of the time. Like unless I sit down to watch a horror movie right now. But now we're getting into the season where I'll start watching more movies again. But I don't watch TV. I don't like.
I watch movies.
Wrestling. I've been recently watching wrestling again, and it's painful to sit there and fucking watch commercials. I don't know how people do it. I have no fucking clue how people can watch.
Well, just watch
it's horrible.
Well, so I watch Raw and SmackDown every week, but I only watch it on Hulu. I watch it on Hulu.
I can't watch that shit.
It skips everything, and I watch AEW every week too.
I can't do it. Yeah, I watch AEW live when it's happening now because it's fun to watch it again because CM Punk came back. But anyway, it's irrelevant. So this is a lot of fun. The next episode, we're going to try to do one with one of our guests that we've been lined up with for 4 months. So we're going to try to do that. Hopefully,
come on, force tongue.
Hopefully, we're going to be doing The Prowler, which I've never seen. I've never seen a single fucking piece of it. No? Oh, none of us have ever seen it.
No. Nope.
Oh,
the only one has seen it is Steve.
Yeah.
Steve.
Fork tongue.
It's going to be good.
Bring it on, brother.
So it's going to be good. I think that's going to be a good one. And that really should, depending on how next week goes, that should be a Friday night show if we can just swing that. Because that's got to be, because he's got to be able to do it too. And he works third shift. So it's either that or morning like this. But I think it should be a Friday night. If we can do next Friday night, that's the way to do it. Just because that'll be fun. And we can just fucking go for it. So see what you guys can. If not next Friday, then the following. But like,
I
it's gotta
should
be.
be. What's next Friday? Whatever.
The 10th.
The 10th.
My calendar says nothing planned.
Yeah, dude, I gotta just hang up a fucking calendar. I gotta just do it and
I'll
right.
let you reach out to you this weekend.
Yeah,
this is more planned. We have somebody involved.
No, we're good. We have a long weekend to discuss it. I'm gonna be seeing Steve tonight. We're going to a show up at Ralph's, so I'll talk about it tonight. We'll plan it out. But
Cool.
not like anybody needs to see this. Anyways, we'll talk about this after show, post show.
Yeah.
All right, I'm Eddie Vegas. Find me on Eddie_Vegas on Instagram. I am. If you're watching this live, really follow me soon because there's some rumors. I'm getting an itch, and the only cure for that itch is wrestling.
Or cowbell.
There's a good chance you might see me. You might see me near a ring soon. I can't tell you whether I'm going to be in it doing anything or not, but you're going to see me near one soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
Oh, Jesus.
I am one of 3 hosts on Three Dudes and Cold Brews podcast. You can find us on Spotify, everywhere you can get us. We listen to music and break it down and talk bullshit. Lots of fun lately. Really slow on episodes the past couple weeks because the summer's been nuts.
Hey, we've been slowing here too, but
having a good time. I don't know. I think the newest one has our friend Sam on it, which was about 4.5 hours long and a fucking wild evening. I didn't go to bed until 4:30 in the morning that night, and we're not going to get into that, but it's a good one. It's a good one. Definitely listen to that if it's up. If not,
that'll take me about 3 days to listen to, but I'll do it.
Take your time through it. Trust me. Take your time through it. Anyways, that's where you can find. Oh, and Bonded by Horror on Instagram. I run that. I've been trying. I got good with it again, and then I fucking fell off again. So I'm gonna be back on that.
We gotta get crazy. We gotta get crazy posting Bonded by Horror for Halloween stuff. I'll tag you.
Oh no, I will. Yeah. Also, please go find us on YouTube, especially like and comment on anything that you see on there. Please, that's actually how the algorithm works. Which that's something we got to talk about in post show also. The #1 video we have up right now is Poughkeepsie Tapes, which is over 1,900 views now.
Which is crazy because that's like not even our best video.
Wow.
That's the only video.
One of my favorite ones.
That's the only video that has any comments on it. And I'm telling you, that's the reason why it's got the most views because YouTube will actually share it if it has comments. If nobody's commenting on it, it buries them.
Oh, that's
you have
amazing.
to be part of the algorithm.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you have to. So
Sure.
Please, that's why everything on YouTube you see when people go like, comment, subscribe, they really mean that. Like
I'm really shocked.
Dude, it helps so much, and nobody knows.
Friday 13th one's only got 35 right now, which is still great. And then
it's because nobody
changed by like it's 21.
We're gonna talk about this post show. I'm gonna conduct a little experiment with you guys today.
Okay.
Go give these guys their plugs. Go ahead.
All right, plug in. So you can find me at JC Horror Writer on Twitter, Instagram, and Slasher on both JC Walsh 81, Facebook JC Walsh. Like my page.
The book's usually in my hand, but it's over there today.
You can find me in Amazon. You can find my stuff on Amazon. Just put JC Walsh. I have 2 titles and an anthology I'm in. I'm also review horror movies with Amon Rosamilia. The 4 we just did were horror westerns. That was a lot of fun. That just came up, and I was going to say something else with that, and I forgot. But and then September 25th, I will be joining Amon and many other authors for Beers and Fears at Angry Eric's Brewing. That's in Jersey. So come say hello. It's like 12 authors total. I think I just said that. I don't care. I'm gonna say it again. 12 authors.
Keep saying it. Keep reminding people because you have no idea. How easy it is to be like, hey guys, please do this, and then nobody does it. So it's like, please keep saying it because. When we say, if you like it, fucking support us, please. Guys, it helps, man. You have no fucking clue. And I'm saying that to everybody. I'm pointing to the camera. You motherfuckers. Support your local people. Go ahead, sorry.
My newsletter is back.
Hell yeah.
I release it this week, but I got a little sick, unfortunately. No, not COVID related. Stomach related.
Pussy. No, I'm just kidding.
Thanks.
No, I'm fucking with you.
Yeah. So that'll be released next week. That's gonna have some surprise stuff. What's going on my releases? What I got going on?
Hell yeah.
We'll be sharing a surprise cover, rough draft cover, not the just straight up finished cover, cool. Rough draft cover. So my bad, but like give a little teaser of what's coming up. So and I think I said everything. I think so. Yeah. So JC Walsh.
JC Walsh, man. Follow him. It's me. No, it's not Asmund Gold. It's Scroogey Boy. You can follow me on fucking Instagram. You get to see funny pictures of my cat, and you know, see usually like what I'm playing at the time, because you know I play stuff, you know, by myself, or I play stuff on stream. Big fucking video game aholic, whatever the hell you say. Recently, we've been covering Final Fantasy Tactics on there, and then if we're ever bored, we go bam, we go Marvel superheroes, good old Capcom action. We just got this for my birthday, and this game
Very cool.
still holds up, man. This is the love child for Marvel, and then we go into Marvel versus Capcom right after that. It's actually Marvel Superheroes versus Capcom, but whatever. Great fucking game, still holds up to this day. I love it. I can't stop playing it. But that's it. But yeah, follow me on Instagram, you motherfuckers. And again, like, comment, and subscribe on Bonded by Horrors YouTube, please. We can say it enough, and I can say it to the heavens, and I still can't say it loud enough. You have no idea. So, bye guys.
Ready?
I fucking love everybody. Stay bloody, I guess.